Let's talk about why people seem to love hating on HOAs. My name is Misturat Ganiyu. I'm a realtor with Realty Associates, the Matt DeFanis team. One of the most common requests I hear from new buyer clients is, I don't want to live in a neighborhood with an HOA. There's an obvious shift in tone in the buyer's voice when it's brought up, as though the very thought of living with an HOA brings with it avoidable consequences. When I start talking to the buyers about their reasons for being what I called HOA averse, they usually object to the idea that a group of people could dictate to them what they can and cannot do on a property they have purchased. They don't like limitations. They see HOAs as a danger to their freedom. HOA is the common abbreviation for Homeowners Association. U.S. News defined HOA as a group of all the homeowners in a defined area. It's run by a board of neighbor volunteers that oversees services such as the maintenance of common areas, regular trash pickup, and snow removal. And it establishes and enforces community rules or covenants. Here in Champaign County, where I live and work, most subdivisions developed in the last 40 years or so have an HOA or have covenants that provide for the formation of one. So unless you're looking exclusively at homes in neighborhoods that are older than that, nearly all options will have HOAs. And there's nothing wrong with that. The HOA is comprised of every homeowner in the subdivision, and it is run by a volunteer board of neighbors elected by popular vote. Most subdivisions with HOAs collect modest fees once a year that are used for things like maintenance of common areas, subdivision entrance signs, common insurance, lake maintenance, etc. There are a few local HOAs that behave much more like traditional condo associations, covering lawn care and snow removal. But that is always noticeable in any listing of one of these properties. HOAs are responsible for enforcing covenants and restrictions, which are rules that the developer imposes on the entire subdivision when it was built, and which run with the land. Those rules can be changed by the popular vote of a majority of the homeowners. The rules are generally intended to protect values and the overall character of a neighborhood. So for example, while both Champaign and Urbana allow chickens in residentially zoned areas, subdivision covenants or HOA rules may prohibit them. HOAs are nonprofits. While fees may vary widely depending on what the HOA has to pay for, those funds are allocated solely for the benefit of the subdivision and its residents. Some subdivisions have extensive private trails, lakes, large common spaces that are effectively like a private park, or other amenities that require more money. Lakes may need occasional water treatments to control algae blooms or to stock them with fish. Many other subdivisions collect very small fees that are used to maintain subdivision interest signs and not much else. When representing buyer clients, it's part of my duty to my clients to make sure I track down applicable covenants to ensure that they don't inadvertently find themselves owning a home in a subdivision that doesn't allow that household's number of pets, won't allow their desired outbuilding, or some other restriction that is incompatible with that client's plans for their next home. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the term moral panic. Thought Code describes moral panic as a widespread fear, most often an irrational one, that someone or something is a threat to the values, safety, and interests of a community or society at large. There seems to be an element of moral panic surrounding HOAs. This appears to be encouraged by an increasing number of online videos highlighting extreme and rare horror stories, often involving a corrupt professional management company in a community of hundreds of homes. That's very different from HOAs here in my local market, which are run by your fellow neighbor volunteers, often literally sitting around a kitchen table in your neighborhood. Not all HOAs are the same. I know you've listened to or watched videos of unpleasant HOA experiences and thought to yourself, when I buy a house, it won't be in a neighborhood that has an HOA. I would encourage you to consider where your resentment is coming from and have an open mind. Again, my name is Misturat Ganiyu with RE/MAX Realty Associates. If you're looking to purchase or sell in Champaign County, Illinois, feel free to reach out to me. Bye.